And what were you saying about Popeyes, Jay?
Oh man, fellas, man, I was on Instagram the other day, and a friend of mine had a screenshot of a picture of Popeyes. They have released Raw Dog's favorite, not the Cajun fries or the red beans and rice, but now you can make your own Popeyes biscuits in your oven at home.
Now, this is sold obviously in the hardware section next to the drywall and the concrete mix.
Yeah.
No, sir. It's sold in the flour and sugar aisle.
They are weaponizing this. You can hurt somebody. This is assault with a deadly weapon. You throw one of them to somebody, you're going to take somebody out, son. And you will be arrested.
Concussed you will be if you
will
if
get
you're hit with one of those biscuits.
Somebody will concuss the heck out of you.
They gotta be no bake. Like I can't imagine where putting them in the oven and making them harder could be a part of the plan. Like it's who's the target audience for this?
I don't know. They gotta put those in the microwave. They can't put those in the oven. Put those in the microwave and put some water. So that flick some water on it. Make sure it ain't extra hard.
That has to be for convicted felons, man. I'm just gonna be honest, man. People who eat salami and what was that meat that had like the little cheese in the middle of it?
Oh, loaf. What's it called?
Pickle loaf.
Pickle loaf or liver loaf. What is it? Liver loaf? The stuff
Hog-head cheese.
Stuff that tastes like liver. What is that called?
Hog-head cheese. Oh God.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
And spam.
All right. Yeah. I ain't never had it, but
I have, bro. It's not fit for prisoners.
Okay. So
it's not. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know where did it even come from? What animal does this come from? It looked good. It looked like ham, but it's not. So I don't know what the SP come from, but it's a little scary. Y'all ought to try.
It's a combination.
Combination of what?
It's pigeon and ham.
Oh, well, that explains the taste.
I don't want none of that.
Hey, man, you might as well eat a shoe. It'll taste like spam. Seriously, spam is terrible. Spam is for people who are really poor.
And welcome into the Barbershop 918. You're up in here with your man, Big Drew.
Big Drew!
J-Rock.
Boom!
Ow.
And the one and only Raw Dog.
Arr.
We got a jam-packed show for you today.
Packed with spam, baby.
And a whole lot of mustard.
Yep. we may talk a little bit of NBA coming up here in a little bit. We may even talk a little bit of other things. We don't know what we're going to get to. But right now, it's time for us to get to the world-class word on the street.
Now, I'm a little tired today, but I'm gonna let the Lord use me on this one, okay? Oh, okay. Word on the street, it's the sweet one.
Oh, man.
I lost my voice on that last one. You know what? I'm gonna tag out. I can't. Not today.
Man,
It's the sweet one.
This is MJ before Game 5 in the 97 finals, man.
Exactly. It's that type of day.
Sure. Let's go with that. So,
Hey.
now I thought it sounded good. I really did.
Hey,
J-Rock, what we got in that?
Are we live right now, or are we really recording?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
We are a semi-professional podcast.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right. In the music news for the week, on the Billboard charts, we have Post Malone continuing to be on the charts. Seems like forever. He's been on the charts for 55 weeks.
Mayonnaise music.
With Beer Bongs and Bentley coming in at number 9. Number 8, The Baby. Baby on Baby is number 8. He's getting a lot of love with his single Suge.
His name is The Baby.
It's The Baby.
And on social media, he knocking folks out. So that's another.
In the mall. Knocking them out of their shorts.
People out?
Yes.
He's a baby. He shouldn't be knocking people out.
He's a bully.
He's a baby bully, huh?
Baby bully.
The baby bully. Got you.
Coming in at number 3 is Khalid with Free Spirit. And the number 1 album in America belongs to Logic, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
I don't like Logic for some reason. He rubs me the wrong way. Because I'm not sure what he is. He's suspect.
He's mixed.
With what, bruh?
White and black.
No, I disagree. There's something else there, sir. Have you seen Logic?
Yes, I have.
What does he look like?
A colonizer, as you would say.
Thank you. That's exactly. So he got something else in there.
Well, I mean, he said he's just as black as his cousin Keisha. Like, I mean, he feels like he's a black man.
He's nowhere near it, sir. He's passing. That's what he's doing. He ain't fooling nobody. But that's another show.
In other music news, Melvin Edmonds from After 7 passed away last week. He was the lead singer of After 7. They had many hits, Ready or Not.
Ready or Not.
In the Heat of the Moment. They were also in the group.
I'll give you everything.
They were also in the group Milestone with KC and JoJo from the Soul Food soundtrack. And his little brother.
I care about you. I care for you. Remember that jam? That was a jam.
So why don't you care for me like I care about you, oh, girl?
Sing it, Jay.
That was Babyface. One of the greatest to ever do it.
You see that? That is hater personified, sir. That face right.
Hey,
huh?
Hey, you know when y'all try to talk at the same time, it just clouds up the show. Like none of this is gonna make the cut. But hey, I'm entertained.
This sucks, man. we can't talk one at a time. We ain't never been able to do that.
No,
but that is my music news for the week, sir. I'm gonna pass it over to Big Brother Raw Dog, and he's gonna give us the box office chumps for the week. Raw Dizzle.
So we haven't done this in a while, so there's been some changes. At number 5, Brightburn. Y'all know what this movie is about, right?
Starring Tyler Perry.
No, bruh. It's not Tyler Perry. This is the movie that that says, what if Superman was evil?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, now I actually saw this movie already because my brother-in-law has a
Fire stick.
And let's just say I hated the ending of this movie. Hated the ending. And I'm not going to spoil it for nobody. But it's at number 5. It made $7.8 million. At number 4, Pokemon Detective Pikachu made $13.3 million. At number 3, still on the charts, Avengers Endgame made $17.2 million. At number 2, and I have not seen any of these movies, but John Wick, Chapter 3. I ain't seen Chapter 1 or 2. Is this movie good?
It's Johnny Depp. You know, he's still making
Johnny
moves in
Depp,
Hollywood.
sir. It's Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
You get the colonizers mixed up, man.
Hey, they do it to us.
This is Bill. Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, this is Bill from Bill and Ted, right?
Yeah. And these movies make a lot of money. This is his 3rd one. So these movies.
Ain't this the one that Jesse told? Ain't this the one that Jesse told me I should have seen?
Yeah,
I think so. This one got Halle Berry in it. If that makes any difference. But he's at number 2. And last week he was number 1. But at number 1 is the live version of Aladdin with Will Smith playing the genie that haunts my nightmares.
I went to go see it with my wife on her birthday Friday.
And you liked it, didn't you? Go ahead and say it.
You know I hate music. Nah, I don't like musicals. But it is Aladdin. It is literally just if you like the cartoon, you're gonna love this because word for word, everything is it's one additional song that wasn't there before that the woman sings, that the girl sings, that's kind of like fitting for the day and age in the Me Too era. But other than that, it's pretty much what you expect. It's probably more diverse, ironically, than the cartoon. You would think it's easier to draw brown people in the Middle East. They didn't, and at least in the movie, they were good about casting brown people. So
Aladdin was made a few years ago when that kind of stuff didn't matter. You know, diversity and stuff. So, you know.
How much money did it make?
It made, hold on. It made $90 million in its first week, which is pretty good. I mean, you know,
I actually thought it would have made more just because it was a Disney movie. I thought it would have made more.
I think the weather has a lot to do with this movie not being as good, not doing as well, because the weather was weird pretty much all across the country except obviously where Drew is. But everyone else kind of went through hell.
Struggling the last couple of weeks.
To go to the movies. Again, unless you were in Drew's utopia where he lives, then, you know.
Well, listen, man, I'm surrounded by like 2 active volcanoes. I mean, something could happen one day. We own the San Andreas fault line too. So a lot of different things could happen.
Well, until then, until those volcanoes start doing some stuff, you're in a utopia, sir. And that's okay, man. Some of us need to be there.
Yeah.
All right. So what's coming out next week? Well, definitely going to go see Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I don't know if you guys are Godzilla fans. I sense that you're not.
Nah.
I am. And the fact that Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster, are also going to be in this movie is awesome. Me and my wife are both heavily into Godzilla. This movie's going to make a lot of money. Also, if you want something that's like a copycat of Get Out, you can go see Ma.
I will go see that.
With Octavia Spencer, which looks like it could be a rental. I don't know why you're going to waste your money on this.
I got points.
Is that what it is? This looks like a rental, sir. This looks like it's going to be really bad. But, you know, she plays a person, basically a psycho, who takes on a mother figure with some colonizers, and they love her. And so it's like Mammy turned on this end. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, and I got to feel that she's sort of like a Carrie character where she's getting revenge for something.
Right.
But without knowing the full plot, I'm just saying, just from it just appears it's some Carrie-like things going on where everyone abused her.
Yeah.
Now she's taking it out on the kids.
I need a good laugh. You know.
I really feel like you're gonna be in a theater with about 3 other people when you go see Ma. But that's
people love Octavia Spencer right now, and people love those Jordan Peele-like movies. So, because he has something to do with the movie, though, doesn't he?
No, not at all.
I thought he was like producing it or something.
I
think it's from under his. Yeah, I think it's under his production company. But I think people.
I don't think so. I mean, I can check it out, but I don't think it's under it. Let me just check real quick. I don't think it's under it because they would have made a big deal about it if it were.
When I went to go see the Jordan Peele movie, the last movie, that's when I got a chance to see the preview for it. And I just was like, yeah, I think I'll give it a try. Like, if it's, you know.
It's not under Jordan Peele's. Or else they would have called it Jordan Peele Presents or something like that. But, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's going to do very well. I think it looks like a rental. Because not only is Godzilla going to be out, but then you have the biopic for Elton John called Rocket Man. You know what I mean? So you got Godzilla on one end, and you got Rocket Man on the other. And people love Elton John. Let's just keep it real. They love Elton John. So Ma, she may be like number 7, number 8 next week. It's gonna be Rocket Man and Godzilla.
I will say it's a part of Blumhouse Productions, which did Blumhouse, which did Get Out and Us, is the production company.
Yeah, but they're not. Okay. It's not Jordan Peele though. It's Blumhouse.
Because the first time I came across this movie, it was advertised as being a part of those movies. So that's what made me think Jordan Peele.
Yeah, they scammed you. They scammed you because they said from the producers of.
Yeah, from the producers of. Not Jordan, but from that's how they do it. So yeah, that's it for the movies, man.
All right. So when it comes to television, we're gonna kind of stick it like this is that time of the year where everyone's kind of ending their season if they have not already ended their season. But for me, right now, Netflix has two things that I definitely want to talk about. The first one is called Lion's Share. It's a documentary in that remastered series where they talk about the Lion King song, The Mighty Jungle.
The Lion
Sleep Tonight. They talk about how that was stolen from Africa, and they how this guy created the song, Solomon created the song, didn't get any credit for it. But then they went back and sued once Disney, was attached to it and everything, had a large settlement. Somehow the family only got $250,000. And this song made millions. Possibly, they projected it somewhere around 16 million, but we know that song made more. And so it kind of makes me question, because the new Lion King that's going to be coming out this summer is going to be featuring that song. And it made me feel like, do I really want to go out and support this new Lion King movie, knowing that it's actually going to hurt this family? Because it was their father's creative work that's just being taken advantage of. But good. It's a good documentary. It's a little long in certain parts, but it just shows the ins and outs that it's just not American Black artists that are being cheated out of the system and their music being taken. A ton of white artists took this man's rhythm, took this African rhythm, this African sound, and recreated it as their own throughout the 40s and the 50s and 60s. And then once The Lion Sleeps Tonight came out in 61, it just took on a whole different creation, and people indignantly just stood there and was just like, no, it's my original creation. And just know it changed a few letters around and said, no, that's how Americans say it, and claimed it as their own. So
when you listen to the song, you do wonder, how did the colonizer come up with that one? Because it does sound very African oriented. If that's a word.
But it ain't because there ain't no jungles around here with tigers or lions or any of that stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a song about black bears, I might journey to think potentially, they wrote it, but no. So the other thing is, See You Yesterday. Excellent movie. I don't want to talk about it in too much detail because you two have not seen it yet, but it's a Spike Lee joint, and it's beautiful because you can tell Spike's hands was kind of off of it a little bit until there's one signature Spike Lee joint part in it, and that's it. And that, it was just, he put a little touch on it, but it's sort of like, it's great to see this evolution of Spike Lee, and I really hope to see him collaborate with Netflix on more shows like it, on more movies like this one, because this was one that I feel Black families have to sit down and watch. It covers the issue of eating peanuts in the middle of me doing my part. And
man, I'm listening, bro. I promise you.
I'll be sure to bring my cup of ice the next time. Mm-hmm.
I'm not making any noise. At least I'm not making any noise like Jay do.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He covers the issue of us dealing with police violence against us in our community. He also just talks about, to me, I feel like part of the ending, without giving up too much of it, I think part of the ending even speaks to a larger narrative of how we kind of struggle sometimes with dealing with our own PTSD and reliving some things. So it's so many different things that you could take away from it. But like, the most beautiful thing to me is this is the second movie where I saw children of color being heroes. Like, they were time jumping. So it was sort of like The Hate You Give meets what's the movie with Marty McFly?
Back to the Future.
Yeah, so it's like it's that perfect combination. It also reminded me of a little kids movie with Hispanic kids in it. I can't remember it, from the early 2000s.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. it was in that same. It gave me that same sense of pride to see like these young children of color, like these black kids, just actually, you know what I'm saying, being smart enough to create a time machine. And so it's like, this is one you want your kids to watch. This is one that this is the downside of Netflix almost. These are some movies that you say, I wish I owned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know no one watches DVDs anymore, but this is one that I would have in my house and make sure my grandkids watch one day.
Let me ask you this. Did Spike do the thing where they're moving but not moving? I hate that.
That's what I was saying. There was one part where you was like, oh, this is Spike's movie, but it came at this really weird pivotal moment, and it went away real like he didn't oversell it. It was just, and here's the thing, if you're a kid, you have no clue it's a Spike thing. And then it comes in and it's sort of like, it was real subtle, like on Black Klansman. He did it.
Black Klansman, yep.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh, okay, this is Spike. That was just his way of saying, hey, this is still my movie.
There's also a movie coming out on the 31st called When They See Us. It's not even a movie, it's a series about the Central Park jogger and the 5 boys that got accused of doing something that they actually did not do. It's got a stellar cast, and they go into detail about each of those guys' lives and how it affected them. So I'll be looking out for that this weekend When They See Us. I think it's produced and directed by Ava DuVernay. She does good work. So that's on Netflix this Friday.
Yeah. So that's it for our TV news, man. Gave you something to look out for on Netflix. It's time for us to kind of shift away and talk a little bit of sports. The NBA Finals is set. And the Toronto Raptors, as well as Drake, will be headed to Oakland to take on E40 and the Golden State Warriors. It doesn't look like
Mr. Fab.
Yeah. It does not look like Kevin Durant will get a chance to play in the first couple of games. That injury is a lot worse than they probably are leading on. And as well as they're saying Boogie Cousins could potentially come back a couple of games in also from his injury.
They don't need either one of them to beat Toronto, to be honest with you.
Not at all. But I think for those men to feel like that they're legitimate champions, they're going to want to try to at least check in the game once or twice. I don't think they will have any impact, nor do they need to, because once again, Toronto's outmanned when it comes to one key factor. And I think that's the experience of the majority of the squad. There are 3 players on Toronto that I think aren't going to be nervous or shaken, but I don't think those 3 are enough. I don't think Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, and McCraw is enough.
So here's the thing. This is the reason why. This is the one thing I believe the NFL has over the NBA, and that's parity. The New England Patriots have won a lot of rings, but they haven't won a whole lot of them in a row. And trust me, every time they've won a ring, it's been quite the task. In between those rings that New England gets, you have these other teams come in and take the Super Bowl rings. We got a team that has been to the finals 5 times. They're about to reign there. What is this, the 3rd one or the 4th one?
It'll be their 4th and 5th years in 5 years if they win.
Come on, man. Who wants to see that, man? Who wants to see that? And who really? This is going to be a ratings bomb. No one is going to tune in to see the Raptors play the Warriors. Period. They're just not. I
don't think
sports fans will, but the average Joe, they're not going to tune in for that. There's no reason to, especially if they assume Golden State's going to beat them.
I was going to say, go ahead, Drew.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to say, I mean, Toronto did win both games this year. The first one, Steph didn't play the second game. No. Let me finish. Okay. Let me finish. They won both games in the regular season. The first game, Steph didn't play. Second game, Kawhi didn't play. They won. The thing that's setting this apart is that it's somebody new. We've seen LeBron James before in the NBA Finals for the last 8 years before this year, 8, 9 years before this year. And so it's something different. I feel like with Toronto, it's going to bring, the whole the country of Canada. They're going to be watching, and they have the home court advantage. So it's going to be, maybe for that first game, it's going to be the ratings are going to be bigger than what we expect. I mean, it's not going to beat Cleveland Golden State, but I feel like the average basketball fan wants to see how Toronto is going to play against Golden State.
Obviously, once they see what happens in that first game, which Golden State is going to whoop Toronto's butt, no one's going to tune in for the next 4 or 5 games because they know what's going to happen. I mean, I just don't see how this is going to be competitive at all.
I think Kawhi Leonard's good. In my opinion, I feel like Kawhi Leonard's good for Game 3 alone. Like I don't think that they win any other games. I feel like Kawhi can pull off Game 3 just off of his ability to create. And if he doesn't face some sort of severe injury in Game 1 and 2, I honestly believe that he can hold one home court game. And I'm just believing his talent at this level right now. And the reason why I say that is because he is playing at a level that LeBron played at, and he's playing with an IQ that's similar to an IQ that LeBron has demonstrated. So I believe that if LeBron could pull it off, I honestly believe that Kawhi Leonard could potentially pull it off. Now, once again, I'm arguing the point that he can win one game. I don't think that this.
Now, they started off in Toronto, right? Yep. The first Game 1 and 2. Toronto has the home court advantage.
Okay, so Toronto has one, and he gets Game 1 or Game 2 then, if that's the case. But it's I believe it reminds me of 2012 almost. Like I believe they can come out and get hype and get it's almost the exact same scenario, I feel like, but I feel like they can come out, get Game 1 off of adrenaline and all these other things. I believe everyone will play out of their mind, and I think it's a gentleman's sweep after that. I think it's just a foregone conclusion that a healthy Golden State with smarter players, I won't say a deeper bench, but a smarter bench definitely gets it done. Because Toronto matches up well on paper, like this year, but we just know the reality of you can't really. Steph Curry is creeped his way into the conversation of legitimately being considered top 3 point guards of all time. Like what he does and what he did in this playoffs alone is scary, man. Like this dude is one of the greatest. And I hate to say it. I really hate to say it because I can't stand him. But he's doing something special, minus Kevin Durant. And
it shows they didn't need Kevin Durant in the first place. They just didn't want him on the Thunder team. Because the Thunder team at the time was the only team that matched up well and had the potential to beat them in a 7-game series. So what they did was genius. They didn't need Kevin. They just didn't want him over there. And Kevin fell for the okie doke. I'll get a ring. He just wanted the ring. They wanted Oklahoma City Thunder away, and that's what happened.
Okay, now this is probably gonna be me being, y'all gonna probably think that I'm a fan. Okay. If you had to do it all over again, 2016, if you were the GM for Golden State and you lost and you knew you had the opportunity to get a top 5 NBA player that was available, and would you go after him?
I'm not blaming the GM. My problem isn't with Golden State. They did the smart thing. They did what they had to do. My problem was with KD. In my opinion, he just kind of sold us out for a ring.
And this makes me think about Avengers. When the Hulk, when they was talking about you can't mess with the timeline. So let's say KD did resign with OKC, and they lost the next year in 5 games to the Warriors, and then it was just they had an off season, somebody gets hurt, and so will we still be having this conversation like, dang, at that time he should have made that jump to Golden State, or will we live with the fact that we still had the team that we had, we couldn't make it to the finals?
That's so hypothetical. because you can really go both ways with that. You could say, well, what if they had lost, in the next year to 5 games, or what if they had actually won that game 7 when Kevin Durant was putting up crazy shots that he normally didn't put up? I mean,
I like to take the approach also when it comes to that is the idea that we forget that LeBron James was still waiting in the finals, regardless if we got
yes.
it. I don't think that team, and I think this was Kevin Durant's thoughts, and this is what he's actually expressed. Our team was not built, and he was there firsthand, regardless if I like him hearing it from him or not. He knew that coaching staff and the roster was not built to win a championship, regardless if we could get over Golden State or not. He didn't believe we could win. Him admitting that he, as a key player, didn't believe in that team, we were already dead in the water. So, fine, let's start all over. He's admitted that he didn't win the team.
Could you imagine had Kobe had done that? He wouldn't have won them last couple of rings. If he had thought, oh my God, this team sucks, I need to move. If he had thought like that, he probably wouldn't have got them last 2 rings. He stuck around. He said, yeah, I know this team is not good now, but it's going to get better.
I think the difference is Kobe had a international star power, and he had Rob Pelinka, who created a model of created a public figure out of Kobe that exceeded America. Therefore, the Lakers, when he said this, because he did say this team sucks, he went to him and was like, who the heck is Smush Parker? And
we're trash.
He had a bunch of people, and he said, and he would talk bad and abuse his players. And he went to management and said, he pulled a Jimmy Butler, but he had the power to do it. He went and said, I need new players. And they said, yes, sir. So I think that's the thing that Kevin Durant, I think he tried to pull a Kobe and he got put in his place, typical of what tends to happen with the team, with ownership such as the ownership that we currently have. He wasn't willing to go for the okie doke. I think he wanted revamping of the roster, and they said no.
Kevin still, to this day, he's got those 2 rings. He just don't seem satisfied with them. I don't know why.
Not.
He seems like in the back of his mind, and like, God, I got these 2 rings, but I still feel some type of way about it. And that's just my opinion. And that's why he's so defensive. Dude is so defensive when people come at him about that. It's like, what are you defensive about? You got 2 rings, bro. You shouldn't care what people got to say. But he answers every criticism like Trump. Come on now. Every criticism he gets on Twitter, he's answering. I'm like, what is it that you're having a problem with? You got exactly what you asked for. So why aren't you satisfied? Why aren't you good? He says he's good, but his actions speak otherwise, and that's my opinion. So something's going on in the back of KD's head beyond the fact that his hair is, rough.
I honestly think that, when he made the move, he didn't, he has to live with that. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. We're not going to put the NBA record books is not going to put an asterisk next to his name for winning those championships. He got his championships. We wanted it to be genuine, like how Michael Jordan won his championships, where Michael Jordan lost to the Pistons 4 straight years, where KD, he lost to the eventual champions 3 straight years, and that when he finally got over the hump, it was like I said on a show a couple of years ago, when he finally won that championship in 2017, he was looking for that Michael Jordan moment when he was crying in the locker room with the trophy. He didn't expect it to be like, we won, and it was something like he wanted that emotional moment. Like it was almost like when he was crying after they lost Game 5 to Miami. It was almost like he wanted that moment where his mama was right there, his brother was hugging him, they pouring champagne on him, and he didn't get that because most of America was not rocking with him because of the decision he made. And like I said, at the end of the day, he made that decision. Everybody always talk about jobs. Like if you had the opportunity to go to a better job and do less work and be stress-free and all of this stuff. And it's like in the social media era, him making that decision, it makes it seem like, okay, it was Russell Westbrook's problem. Russell Westbrook was the problem. And it's like, that's the thing with social media. It throws everybody against each other. And I can't wait for that day when the 30 for 30 comes out where all of the Thunder organization, Durant, Westbrook, everybody can sit down and talk about this and about what happened. Because it's like right now, you're not going to get anything out of it. I just want to know what was the psyche as to, why you want to go there. And, we already knew you were the second. You may be the best player in the NBA right now. Steph Curry may take that away from you, but everybody just wants to know why. Everybody wants to know why.
Yeah.
Well, I think what it is. I mean, we're stepping back into Thunder territory, and they're not even in the finals. But ultimately, what we're saying is, what are we saying? How did we even get to that?
I don't know, but I know to move forward, one of the things I can say is I feel like Kawhi, in my opinion, because of this playoff run, in my mind, is the top free agent and is the top player in the NBA right now. We'll see how the finals pan out, but I feel like Kawhi is the best. It's my number one, and it's not because of a hatred to KD. I think KD has the most natural talent, skill set, and is the right size and everything, but Kawhi's heart, his mindset, who he is as a player. I got Kawhi as the number one player, and then LeBron.
In Toronto, I think he leaves whether they win the ring or not.
I was gonna say if you guys noticed the Kawhi Leonard rollout for this season, he didn't play any back-to-backs. He played about 60 games this season. So if you notice that he went from regular season right here to playoffs, that had a lot to do with him not playing those back-to-backs. And like right now, I'm gonna be honest. He looked in that game 6 against Milwaukee. He looked gassed, and it's almost like, will he give his full efforts like he did against Philadelphia and Milwaukee in the series? Because at the end of the road is a big free agent ticket. We know that he's if he wins a championship, that's the only way I see him staying in Toronto. Otherwise, Doc Rivers is getting his number 2 jersey ready for him in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, I think that's the best fit. I would love to see him there. I would obviously love. I mean, that's the thing about us being, and to bring it to some Thunder talk. I hate that we're all capped up. We got who we got. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to see somebody like Kawhi Leonard around our way, man, because he's probably one of the better players out there. But this got to suck for DeMar DeRozan, though, if anybody.
I gave you 10 years of my life.
Yeah, DeMar real salty right now, man.
Him and Dwayne Casey gotta be like, Dwayne Casey stuck with Blake Griffin and the number 8 seed. And it's man, I was coach of the year. Yeah. Like he's sitting there like, I used to be prom queen. He
prom fiend.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I mean, so it's obvious that all three of us are saying Warriors. Raw Dog, are you saying Warriors sweep? Or are you saying, I'm saying 4-1.
Warriors in 5. I think Toronto will win the first game. It'll be just like when the Thunder beat Miami that first game, and then they'll lose the next 4.
Yep.
I'm saying the dynasty. This is the end of the dynasty with the Warriors winning in 6. They'll win it at home because obviously next season they got to make a decision on Clay or KD. One of them is going to get the Supermax, and so they're going to have to let one of them go. So this is the end of the dynasty. 4 championships in 5 years, and the Warriors will win.
All right.
Shout out Serge Ibaka.
Yeah. Serge is back in the finals. And what's the kid that rides the bench for Toronto? He used to play for Golden State. His name's McCraw, something like that.
Patrick McCraw.
Never missed the finals in his career.
What is he? 4 for 4?
Right. So I mean, this is gonna be some good experience, man. Like for that Toronto team, and to be honest with you, if they can re-sign Kawhi and pick up. To be honest with you, I would love to see them get someone like a what's the kid down there with Michael Jordan and Charlotte?
Kemba Walker.
Yeah. I think they can go to the next level if they can keep him here. But to be honest with you, I dislike Drake so much and his sideline antics that I really don't want to see them succeed, even though I like the franchise.
They got the brother as the president. Yeah. So it should be a fun finals. I look forward to it. It's with no LeBron, we get to see somebody new.
That's it. Somebody new.
That's it. Yeah. Now, so coming up in the coming weeks, or coming up next week, or next time we get a chance to talk NBA, we're gonna do a preview and talk about these NBA awards and see, what are we gonna talk? We got to talk a little bit of NBA draft and some other things, and so it'll be something interesting to talk NBA wise, because I don't think the finals is gonna give us much to talk about. So
not at all.
Not at all. All right, gentlemen, we got something real quick before we get out of here. We got something real quick we want to preview that we're going to be doing on our social media. What are your favorite cuts, man? June's coming up, so throughout the month of June, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of our favorite music. Jay, you was telling me something special about June and music.
It's Ray J month. No, excuse me. No, I'm joking. No, it's Black Music Month. The month of June is always Black Music Month. So for the 30 days in the month of June, the Barbershop 918 on our social media sites, we're going to post each day a certain topic as dealing with one of our favorite cuts. With all three of us, we have over 50 years of, music, just our love of music and everything. So we're just going to be sharing that with you guys, kind of like giving our platform a way of just sharing with us our different kind of musics, because you see what our brother Big Drew, with his background and his love for music, expands. For years he was a DJ, he was on the radio and everything, and Raw Dog used to be an artist, and he knows a lot. And myself, I was on the radio in college and just being on this podcast, so we look forward to just sharing that with you guys for the month of June.
All right. Y'all want to do a final cut?
As well.
Raw Dog tired.
Yes.
We here.
All right. I'll start it off. This has been, I'll say this has been a month of blessings. As most of you know, it's me and my wife, we're expecting our first child in August. And so with that, we've went through the journey of just everything of being a married couple. And I posted something on Facebook this morning saying that, you don't get your blessings until you become that person that can receive those blessings. And I just, I really, when I read that, it really made me think about where I've become as a man, because I will say I haven't always been the perfect man. I've always, done things the wrong way, and I've just been working on myself to better myself, just mentally, physically, and spiritually. And so spiritually, and it's been a blessing, that me and my wife have, the blessings that we've received over the last month or so, and the blessings just keep on coming. And, I just want to send a special prayer to the state of Oklahoma, because I'm one, with all of these floods and everything that are going on. I kind of like, in tornadoes, being that I'm a native Okie, I kind of look at it like, until I see a tornado, I'm not going to do anything. But it didn't hit me until I'm seeing on the news that, all these areas are affected, and including students and coworkers that are affected by this. And I just want to send prayer to everybody that's in the state of Oklahoma that is affected right now by these floods and tornadoes that we're receiving. And we're supposed to receive more rain in the upcoming weeks. So just keep them lifted up in prayer. And like I say all the time, winners win and losers lose, and they always find a way to do what they do. It's your boy J-Rock, and I'm out.
Yeah, I want to jump on basically what Jay said about the weather issues we've had in this area. Our May tends to be real busy weather-wise, but for some reason this particular year, it's been a little much, more than usual. So definitely want to encourage those that have been affected in any way, financially or whatever, by these storms, especially those that have lost their houses, lost their property. and there's been a few that have lost their lives, man. So we just want to, keep our fellow Tulsans and Oklahomans keep their head lifted up and know that we'll get through this like we always have every year around this time. It's gonna get better. We're gonna get through May. It's almost over. 31st is this Friday. Keep your heads up. Keep your heads up, man. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna make it through. And with that, don't tell God about your big problems. Tell your problems you got a big God. And I'm out.
All right. So for me, I want to go real personal and just thank everyone who has prayed for my daughter. When you have children, every moment is precious, obviously, and it's a whole nother ball game when you have a perfectly healthy, happy child who's productive and has a bright future ahead of her, and you're looking at it and you don't know what it's going to be. And my daughter recently is going through a health scare where the doctors can't figure it out. No one knows. And but I know this much, is I know that my God is so much bigger than any problem, any issue, any diagnosis or anything. And so I'm just believing God that it's all going to be all right and that she's already getting better. In fact, today, as we recording, she was able to go home after spending a majority of last week in the hospital, and the pain is under control, and we're going to figure out what it is, and she's just going to keep marching on and being strong. But thank you, everyone, for praying for her and continuing to pray for her. And once again, be sure to pray for those individuals who come in contact with her. Just pray wisdom over them and I really just feel like just pray that they have joy in their spirit, that they can just keep a positive mindset so that they can pass that positive energy on to my daughter and all of us in this situation as we're going through it. So thank you for those prayers. And like I said, this is our podcast, and we believe, and I know all three of us believe that our God is just so much bigger. So we love you guys, man. We thank you guys for listening to us, and remember that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Make sure you check us out at
thebarbershop918.com, man. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Anchor. Look, if you can't find us, you ain't looking for us. And if you ain't looking for us, then you are missing out. One of the best sports entertainment podcasts on the planet. Barbershop 918, baby. Put a stamp on it.
All right, fellas, that's a show. Hey, it's Andre 3000's birthday today. Is he one of the top MCs of all time?
Yeah, he won our countdown last year.
Top 5. He's one of the best to do it, man. And that's saying a lot for Big Boy, because he's not in our top 10.
20.
15.
Right?
Y'all leave that fat stacks alone, man.
Big Boy is number 16 on your list.
What?
Big Boy ain't nowhere between 16 and 19 on your list, Jay.
Hey, man, I got to look at my list again.
Right.